Hi, I'm Helen Muntz, USU Extension garden expert. Today I'm going to show you how to start seeds indoor. It's a cheap way to start your own vegetables. It saves you a little bit money from buying starts, but there's other advantages such as you have a lot of flexibility in what types of seeds you can start versus what's available at the local nurseries. So you can order specialty seeds online. Today I'm going to start some Cherokee purple tomato seeds and a California sweet pepper, California Wonder. So these typically, tomatoes and peppers take a little bit longer. They need to be started between mid and late February so that they're ready to transplant in the spring. I have a simple tray here that I've kept from shopping at the garden center. And I filled it with some soil and then patted the soil down a bit, flattened it out, and moistened it. So the soil should be pre-moistened. So I'm going to start with my tomato seeds. Now, the rule of thumb is to plant your seeds roughly twice the depth of the width of the seed. But when in doubt, simply read the directions on the packet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke just some little holes about an inch or so apart here across my tray. And then I'm going to put about 2 to 3 seeds per hole. So I'm starting with my tomatoes. And I'm giving them a lot of space. You can plant them a lot denser, but I'm giving them a lot of space that makes it a lot easier to transplant later. If all 3 seeds germinate, then you can simply just thin them out. So pick the strongest looking one and pull out the others. Okay, now I'm going to do my peppers real quickly. Same thing, you just put 2 to 3 seeds per little hole here. Easier said than done, right? There we go. And then I'm going to gently cover up my holes. Since the soil is moist, you don't need to water it in, which is nice because sometimes the seeds will float away. But I also like to use a squirt bottle to water a little bit. And that helps just moisten the seed without having them float. Like so. Okay, then I'm going to put a dome on top of it, just to hold in the moisture until they germinate. And then I'm also going to put them on top of a heat pad. This is just a regular heat pad, like for heating your back, because it's a little bit cheaper than buying a more industrial type heat pad. So I put that underneath. That just sort of speeds up the germination process a little bit. So we got our dome and our heat pad. Now we don't really have to do anything now until we see them germinate, which will take up to a week. Maybe sometimes a little bit quicker with the heat pad, that helps. And then you definitely want to use some light. So once they germinate, they need some light. Now the rule is to keep your light, this is just a regular fluorescent light, and I have it on chains here, and the reason being is because the light needs to be between 2 and 4 inches above the seedlings at all times. So the chain allows me to move the light up or down as the plant grows. So what I'll have to do once they germinate is I'm going to have to remove this because it's a little too tall for enough direct light. So I'll take that dome off and I'll hang my light about 2 inches or so above the plants there. And as they grow, I'll move my light up. And once they've produced about 2 sets of true leaves, those are the leaves that you see after they first sprout, then they're ready to transplant. You probably will need to transplant them into a larger pot before it's warm enough to take them outside, which is usually about mid-May. Thanks for watching. For more gardening tips, visit gardening.usu.edu.